Every herb has a story deeper than the algorithm goes, and I'm here to remember what was never meant to be forgotten. So, let's get started. I forgot my gloves and my scoop. What else is new? So, while we're talking about elderberry today, I'm also going to start a little something in the background. Lemon Balm and Ground Elder, flower glycerite. I'll tell you why I chose those two later in the video. It's part of the story, so just hang tight with me about that. But let's just say they're kind of like elderberries, calmer cousins. Well, one of them is anyway, and the other one is more like a stiff aunt. Anyway, so let's talk about elderberry today. She's like that one friend that everybody suddenly remembers in the wintertime. Like, oh my God, she boosts the immune system. Let's drink her till we're drunk on elderberry. But here's the thing. She's not a daily vitamin. She's like a situational friend. She shows up, she gets you through the rough patch, and then she goes home to rest herself. And that's a good friend. And somehow we've turned her into this like year-round grind supplement, and that's not what she's built for, like any of us are. So let's talk about what elderberry actually does. Here's like the nerdy fun parts. So elderberry biologically is like the therapist for your immune system. She is not like rallying everybody into craziness. She's like the dutiful planner, the coordinator. She wakes up those NK cells that we talked about. If you watched my echinacea video, she wakes up the NK cells of your immune system. And if you remember in that video, I explained like NK cells are like the toddlers with knives. Super cute and adorable, but very unpredictable. And elderberry doesn't get them all riled up. It's like a kid, right? She's like, look, here's a coloring book. Sit down and like stab strategically and not emotionally. She helps you work through your emotions, your NK cells to level up a little bit emotionally. So how she works, her anthocyanins, the purple pigments, those are what basically make the viruses harder for the viruses to attach. She's like the bouncer. She puts up the velvet rope in front of your cell membrane, and it's like deuces, would kick rocks. VIPs only. The polysaccharates help your immune system notice the bad guys and stop them from overreacting. They don't create a riot. They don't make a cytokine storm. So they just do like super easy boundary work. The thing that people mess up, here's where the algorithm goes crazy off the rails. People start talking about elderberry every day from October to March. It's like it's their personality now. And then how she works, you use her when you start to feel the scratchy, or when you're traveling and you're trying to lock your cells up. When your kids bring home something from school, that mystery school plague, that's when she shines. That's when you want to pull her out and get her in you for a couple of days. So let's talk about alcohol-free prep, because that's a hill that I will die on. I am a sober herbalist, and let me tell you, elderberry is 100% workable without alcohol. Most herbs can be. In fact, the best parts of her come out in water anyway. Those polysaccharides that modulate your immune cells, they're water soluble. So like skip the vodka, skip the Everclear, save your sobriety, save your wallet, and make some syrup. I'll put a recipe, insert recipe here. So just get dried berries, simmer them, cover in water, simmer them 30-40 minutes, strain, done. You can mix it with some honey, or like 1-to-1 honey, or a little bit less if you have sugar problems, for taste, and then boom, refrigerate, you're done. Or you could make an oxymol, which is the vinegar and honey, if you wanted a little bit more shelf stable. And then there you go. cue, like insert me trying to get my kids to choke down some stuff. And don't worry about exact measurements. Like just let your ancestors whisper to you, and with your heart, you're going to be fine. So the other thing about elderberry, her medicine goes way deeper than flu season, and she's good for your heart, your blood vessels, because of her antioxidants, like those deep colors, that's antioxidants. Some studies show she helps with insulin sensitivity and like blood sugar balance too. Again, enoxamal would be great for that. But she's not just a cold fighter. She's your good maintenance herb, like a cosmic tune-up, like a tune-up, not a gasoline to put in your car every day. So using her right at the onset or right before you think you're going to get sick or like in a situation, that's great to use her. Not everybody vibes with elderberry. My kids hate it no matter what. So, or if you can't find it or you just don't like it for whatever reason, that's totally fine. There's some backups you can use. Again, here we go. Same kind of energy that Andrographis, I can't even say that. I can't. I've only ever read it in a book. Andrographis, bitter as sin, but it's going to be incredible at knocking out early cold and flu symptoms. Elderflower, which is kind of why I have this. Softer medicine, great for fevers and sinus stuff. She's the flower of the elderberry. Lemon balm, antiviral, perfect, calming, stress-induced immune crashes. And so remember the glycerite that I said I was starting, lemon balm and ground elder. So confession time, I meant to make a lemon balm and elderflower glycerite today, hence like that being part of the suggestions. But my jars had other plans. I thought I had elderflower. I didn't. I had ground elder. Totally different plant. Important to know the difference. Same name, but very different family. But that's kind of the point of the series, I guess, right? It's like real herbalism isn't a script, it's a relationship. So while we talk about elder flowers and elderberries, and elderflowers as their role as one of the three alternatives to elderberry, I'm going to go ahead and make this batch with what's in front of me, which is ground elder, because that's the reality of kitchen herbalism and just herbalism in general. We use what's growing around us, what we have available, not what the algorithm says we have to order. So lemon balm and elderflower were supposed to show like the balance, heart, breath, calming, all of that. And ground elder though adds like a grounded resilience. She reminds us that when plans shift, the medicine still shows up. And she is a totally different plant, a totally different family, but the medicine, like there's still medicine there. And I'm okay with that because if you've ever had a cold or a flu, one of those bone deep, achy colds that literally just sinks into your bones, you already know what happens. Your body just starts to stiffen up. Your joints ache. You stop moving. You just want to lay down. And everything starts to get stagnant. So ground elder is perfect for that. She traditionally was for like gout and arthritis, joint pain, obviously gout, arthritis. She's a gentle lymph mover, and she's got anti-inflammatory in her. So while elderflower works by opening up the pores and cooling fevers, ground elder will help you move again, not only your joints, but like just your lymphs, making sure they don't get stagnant. So while she wasn't my plan today, she still fits beautifully into the story because healing isn't just about fighting infection, it's about keeping things flowing. So see, herbs always show up, just maybe not the way you expected them to. So a little bit about ground elder, because I've got her here in front of us. Thanks for her Latin name here. She contains flavonoids and covermans that help with the inflammation in the joints, and they improve circulation. She's not an immune stimulant like elderberry, but when you're recovering from illness, like I said, keeping that lymph moving and easing tension really is potent immune support. So Elderberry wakes up the guard, Lemon Balm calms down the panic, and Ground Elder reminds the body to move again. So yeah, Elderberry isn't your daily syrup. She's a watchtower. She steps up when there's a breach and then goes like back to her post. She just like gets everybody organized, and then, she doesn't hype up your immune system. She just like harmonizes it, organizes it, and she teaches you how to respond and not be reactionary. And that's the story that the algorithm forgot, but we don't have to. So this glycerite will go into my hot box in my closet that I'll be happy to show you guys soon. I just pulled a bunch of stuff out, put a bunch of new stuff in. And this will be good in the deep parts of winter in the coming weeks. That lemon balm is going to help calm anxiety. That's like, the hay fever and the star crazy starts to happen. And then the ground elder is going to be great to help start clearing the lymph, the stuff that's going stagnant because we're stuck indoors and all of that. And then any kind of like sickness recovering from that, any kind of sicknesses, this is going to be really great for. So it's most of my glycerite concoction. So that's it for this episode of Herbs Miscast by the Algorithm. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will have one. I'm going to do one for chamomile, and then I will let you know some of the options for the next coming videos. I'll put a poll up and see what you guys want to do next. And then I'll start recording. And we will continue to expose the deeper parts of the herbs. We will continue to expose the holes and the gaps left in the algorithm. Make sure to stay hydrated. I'm dying of thirst, all this talking. And question everything. And stay safe. Stay healthy. My phone friends, cashew when it meant, and it begins.